Dear reviewer, good evening and welcome to Spotlight. With me tonight, the treasurer of Wayne County, Mr. Eric Sabree. Mr. Sabree, welcome to MEA.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. I heard a lot about you, and since you took office, honestly, a new, fresh blood comes to Wayne County. But tell me, before Wayne County, what you did, what kind of job you handle, in which cities and all that.
Okay, I kind of work backwards.
Yes.
I was in the treasurer's office for 5 years as a deputy.
Okay.
I came from Wayne County Corporation Council. I was an attorney, and we represented the treasurer.
I see.
And so I was there.
So in a profession, you are attorney.
I'm an attorney.
Yeah.
And we represented the treasurer as one of our clients.
Yes.
And then when one of the deputies left, Mr. Vojtovich, who was the treasurer for
That's
39
right.
years.
We have him here so many times.
Yeah, he asked me if I was interested in being a deputy, so I accepted it, and I was doing that. So before I went to Wayne County Corporation Council, I was the chief of the real estate and tax section there. Before I went there, I was in private law practice for about 3.5 years. And
what kind of law you practice?
Mostly real estate.
I see. So you have all the experience. You have all the knowledge.
Did real estate.
Yes.
I even did some immigration work. I started doing it as basically pro bono work, some asylum cases. And that's how I ended up, and then I ended up taking on a few more cases. But I got a chance to do a little immigration, which was very interesting.
I see.
And,
well, with all that experience in real estate and tax and all that, you went to Wayne County. Can you give me, Mr. Saber, what's the daily operation of Wayne County Treasurer?
Yeah, the Treasurer's Office is responsible for all the receipt of all the money that goes to Wayne County. We account for all the money that goes through any department of Wayne County, whether it's to the jail or to the roads. Any money that comes into the county, we account for it in the Treasurer's Office.
So you are the budget that supply Wayne County, most of the budget that supply Wayne County.
Well, actually, the budget is done through county executive's office, the management and budget. But we actually collect the money and account for it. Account for it, make sure that any money that comes in is accounted through the treasurer's office. Then we invest the money. We're the custodians of the money. So while we're holding the money, we invest it. Sometimes we buy short-term notes. So maybe sometimes we have commercial paper or 1-year notes or something like that.
I see.
And then we invest the county's money. And then we disperse the money to where it's supposed to go. We also, all the jury duty checks, we print in our office.
Great.
And we send them out.
So you are busy all the time.
We're busy all the time, yeah. And we collect money for the 911 operators through your phone bill. When you pay your phone bill, some of the tax goes to the 911 operators fund.
I see.
We collect that money and we disperse it throughout the 4 different conferences. Downriver, Western Wayne, Eastern, and Detroit. So that's the collect. And we also collect money from the hotels and the rent-a-cars for the stadium tax, Comerica Park. We collect money to pay for some
So
of
it's
that.
not just from the taxes and all that. There's many different ways.
Right, not just from the property tax. Actually, we only collect delinquent property taxes.
Yes, we're going to come to it.
Yeah.
But is there any other revenue go to Wayne County Treasurer beside the taxes?
The taxes, at least the ones I just mentioned.
Yes.
We get even if grant money comes in for a department, for instance, maybe the prosecutor gets a grant.
Yes.
All the money still is accounted for in the treasurer's office. We account for the money, but we don't have any say-so where it goes.
Yeah. Okay. Mr. Sabree, as I know, I pay taxes if it's real estate or in my business, real property, or real estate or personal property.
Yeah.
I pay to the city.
Right.
Why I should pay to the county? How that come from the city to the county?
Okay, that's a good question. That's an excellent question. Yeah. The county only collects delinquent taxes. So if you pay your taxes currently to the city, then you never hear from us.
Oh, I see.
See, only after a year of trying to collect the current taxes, on March 1st of each year, the cities turn over the delinquent tax rolls to the Wayne County Treasurer.
If they don't collect within 1 year.
They don't collect it, right.
I see.
March 1st, they'll give it to the county treasurer.
To the county treasurer.
Yeah. And what we do something kind of unique in Michigan. We have a delinquent tax revolving fund. And that fund, what we do is we pay the municipalities all their taxes as though they collected them 100%.
So the city, instead of getting from the individual, they get the taxes, the money from you, and you deal with the.
And we collect the money.
I see.
But we do back charge them later, a couple years later.
I see.
What we don't collect. So it's to their advantage to collect their own taxes current as much as possible. And I will say, I'm pleased to say that current tax collections are up in Wayne County.
That's good.
All
That's
the municipalities
yes.
have an increase in current collections, which means we have less delinquencies.
Well, that's good.
Means,
That means people are paying taxes. But just in case of somebody, he doesn't pay the tax for 1 year.
Right.
He'll go another year. How you deal with them?
Well, what happens after the first year is called delinquent.
Okay.
The second year goes into what they call forfeiture.
Okay.
Forfeiture, we take a lien out on the property and notify the people that, we do a title check, title work. We charge them extra interest. The interest the first year is only 1% a month.
Okay, for the first year.
First year. But if it goes into the second year or forfeiture year, then we go back retroactively to the beginning of the first year and charge 1.5% a month.
Wow.
Which is 18% a year.
Yes, right, double.
So you're paying 6% more. But you lost that 6%. You lost that 6% because you didn't pay the first year. Now you're paying 18% for 2 years.
Okay.
So
let's say he doesn't have the money and he didn't pay the second year.
Then the third year, you're facing foreclosure.
Third year, yeah.
So now you get a notice in the mail. One of these, this the yellow bags.
Okay.
We'll show you. Get a yellow bag. We go out and do what we call a personal visit.
Okay.
And this personal visit notifies people, hey, your property's in jeopardy of being foreclosed. So what they have to do, people have to come in and pay, or they can get into a payment agreement. And we have over 32,000 people in payment agreements right
32,000.
now. 32,000.
Wow.
That's yeah.
When
I started with the treasurer's office, we only had about 600 people in payment agreements.
Yeah, well,
so we've been working it,
Sabree, the economy and the recession came and changed a lot of income for a lot of people, and even with the Middle Eastern community, I seen it. I seen it because I integrate with everybody, with a lot, majority of them, and things is changing. Things is changing from like 10 years ago, from 7 years ago. The recession hit us and hit hard.
It hit very hard.
Exactly.
And and you agree, I know you do, that there's no substitute for income.
Exactly.
No matter how many programs you have, how many payment plans you have, people need money.
That's right.
And that's what it is. So that's why we're working with everybody.
Okay.
We understand the situation.
We're going to come to the plan. But how about in business? Is it same thing as residential?
Well, here's the thing about business. The businesses don't get a certain break that the homeowners got for the last 2 years. The homeowners, we had a bill passed in Lansing, which allowed owner occupants to pay 6% per year interest instead of 18.
I see.
But the businesses didn't get that advantage. The legislature didn't do anything for the businesses. But it's really important that we don't lose businesses, because when you lose businesses, then employees, those same people who lose their jobs, now they can't pay their taxes.
Absolutely.
So it's really important, and we realize that, and we work with businesses. It's really important to keep businesses afloat.
Okay. Sabree, if Eric, of course.
Eric,
of course, if I'm a rental.
Yes.
And my landlord, he didn't pay the taxes. And I didn't know. I'm paying him monthly rent. Okay. I'm there for 1 year, 2 years, probably 3 years. And then suddenly you're putting one of the notes in my door, and I'm a rental paying rent every month. How you deal with that?
Well, that you raise a really, really important point. These individuals are doing the right thing. They're just paying their rent.
Exactly.
And then the landlords aren't paying the taxes.
Yes.
So they haven't done anything wrong.
Okay.
Now here they are getting a notice telling them the property's about to go to foreclosure.
Okay.
So what can they do? The only thing we suggested them to do is to try to purchase the property. If they can save the money to go into the auction and try to buy it. If not, they're going to have to work out with a deal with whoever buys it, or they're going to have to relocate. But here's one thing that's important. Once the property goes foreclosed, it's owned by the Wayne County Treasurer.
Okay.
It's owned by the Treasurer. That means that you shouldn't be paying rent anymore.
How he know if I am paying a monthly? Do you send him a notice to him too?
Usually we send notices to the property as well, to the occupant.
Oh, to the occupant. So you send to both of them. At least to let them know that the landlord is not paying the taxes.
But sometimes the landlords, they'll go to the people and say, "Don't worry, I got it together. I'm in a payment plan." I advise anyone that's a tenant, if you get a yellow notice on your door, to contact our office immediately. And we can explain to them what's going on, what their options are. There are very few options for them because they don't have any ownership interest.
Exactly.
And they can make a decision early on in the process whether they want to leave, save the money, Because if they save enough money and they have to leave, they can afford to go somewhere else.
Or not pay the rent.
Or not, yeah,
force
if you're paying the rent,
the owner to
force the owner to do something. Now,
yes.
sometimes the owners will come in and get into a payment agreement,
mm-hmm.
and then they go to court and say, "Look, Your Honor, you know, I'm in a payment agreement. I still own the property," but make them do something, prove to you that they still own that property.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned foreclosure.
Yes.
You mentioned foreclosure.
Yes.
Okay. If he doesn't pay the taxes for 3 years, you said we're gonna go foreclosure.
Yes.
Are you for real to gonna take him foreclosure?
Oh,
because
yeah.
a lot of people thinking, no, he's not gonna come and take my house and sell it.
Yeah, we do. It's by state law. We're mandated by state law to try to collect the delinquent taxes, and if we can't collect them, to foreclose and then take it to a public auction. So that's what happens. We take it as far as we can.
Yeah. So you give him a notice that if it's not, it's gonna go for auction, and
Right.
and you're gonna lose the house.
We send the notices out every 120 days.
Yeah.
And we do it now.
Because honestly, Eric, house it's family treasure to the family.
Oh, yeah.
It's where they're gonna live.
It's so
it's that to put the roof on top
I want
of
to tell
them.
you a little story.
Especially with family.
You
Yeah,
got
go
a
ahead.
minute? There's
Sure.
some of the people. I got to tell you a couple stories because it really illustrates what people are dealing with. There's a lady came in the office. She said, "I'm going to pay my taxes," but she said, "I'm going to tell you, Mr. Sabree, I haven't had electricity for 60 days in my house.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 children." She said, "They go to school every day. They go to school fed every day. Their clothes are clean every day. And we do our homework at night with flashlights."
God bless her.
So I said, this person, you have to help them.
Yes.
You must help them because look what they're doing. I told her, I said, this sounds a little dangerous. She said, "I understand." She said, "But when I'm going to make sure my children go to school. And then when I get the money, I'll get the lights back on. But I need your help to help me get into a plan, save my house. Number 1, save my house.
Yes.
So I can't move.
Exactly. Where they're gonna go?
I'm going to go. What am I going to do?
Exactly.
So I think about people like that.
Yes.
So you have to invest in them. You have to help them.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
this is.
So tell me about the plan. You mention all the time, we have a plan, we have, if they, you know what, don't just ignore us. No.
No, don't ignore us.
That's the word think.
Right. The worst thing to do is
yeah.
say, "Oh, I can't afford it. I'm going to lose my house." Give
Yeah.
up. You can't give up.
Yes.
You have to come in. There's a couple of things we can do.
Tell me about the plan.
The programs we have, we don't have the interest reduction plan, but we have a bill in Lansing that passed the Senate, 37-0.
Okay.
That's going to help reduce this interest again for 3 more years.
That's good.
So January, February, we should get the House and the governor should sign it. We don't have any opposition. Everybody understands that lower interest rate is helping the people.
Absolutely.
So they can get into a payment plan. If they get into a payment plan
How
now,
they do that?
come down to the office,
Okay.
Wayne County Treasurer's Office, 400 Monroe,
Uh-huh.
and then starting this Thursday, November 3rd, you can get into a new payment plan for this year. Anyone
Is that the
dealing-
deadline, or they have time after
They have
November
time.
3rd?
November 3rd is just the first day.
The first, excellent,
First day
excellent.
this year.
So
So-
for our viewer to
Yeah.
know that,
Yeah.
November 3rd,
November 3rd.
and
Come-
probably
come.
they're going to have, what, couple of weeks or a
Oh, they have
month?
plenty of time. They can do this all the way
Excellent.
through actually all the way to June.
Excellent.
But the longer you wait, the more money you have to put down. That's the key.
Oh, that's the key.
That's the key.
So they should
So
come
come
early as possible.
Put 10% down,
Yes,
and then instead of having to wait, put 30 and 40% down. So
Okay.
that's why the earlier you come, each month it goes up 10%.
So if he comes early, what kind of deal do you have? What kind of?
Well, we look at what you owe for 2014 taxes,
Okay.
and we divide it over 10 months, basically.
Okay.
Put a month down. We calculate the interest, and we tell you this is what you need to put down, and this is what you pay per month. Now, if you're a veteran, any veteran, the DD 214 papers or a copy of your honorable discharge papers,
Yes.
you come in, you have to put no down payment. If you're a veteran,
No
you
down
can get
payment.
into a payment plan with no down payment.
I
Just
see.
sign the plan, start paying next month.
Okay. Eric, if he pay the plan,
Yes.
if he doesn't have money, he's not going to have money for the next tax bill. Are you going to work with him?
The current bill?
Yeah, the current bill.
So here's
because
what
he's paying
the delinquency, yeah.
Exactly.
You're
So
paying the back taxes. Now how are
Exactly.
you going to pay the current taxes?
exactly.
Well, what happens is people have to budget monthly. And that's why we did monthly payment plans.
Yeah.
Because everyone budgets mostly on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
So if your payment plan is $300 a month for your delinquencies, you got to budget something for your current taxes. Even if it's only $100 a month, you got to do something. Because you got to cut that down. Otherwise, you just keep the cycle going.
Yeah.
You got to cut into the current
debt
taxes.
And debt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're digging a deeper hole.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to cut into the current taxes somewhere along the way. And that way the delinquencies coming over to the Treasurer's office is less. That's important.
Okay. We know we had the recession. We know we had a lot of foreclosure and all that.
Yeah.
How you handle that, the foreclosure?
Well, it's going down.
I mean, how you get the taxes? If somebody have a house, he left it for foreclosure, would you go to the bank and get the taxes, or how?
No,
because the guys.
If most of the properties that are facing foreclosure don't have mortgages anymore, they're already paid for.
Okay.
Because some people with mortgages, they lose their property, but the bank will pay the taxes.
The bank will pay the taxes.
It's because they don't want to lose that interest.
I
Sometimes
see.
the bank will walk away, or just not take care of business.
Okay.
And we end up taking the property and selling it at the auction.
Okay. Let's go to the next step. You took the property, and now you have the auction.
Yes.
How the people they're gonna know there is auction? If I am looking to buy my cousin, which is he cannot, or to help him, know about it, go buy the house, rent it to him, or help him to go and buy the house. He'll go and fix it, and how he will know about it?
Well, we advertise auction.
With us, of course,
we advertise.
But
we've got billboards.
And we relay good message. Relay good message
people know
to the community.
Auction's coming up.
Okay.
And they changed the law last year in the state, says that if you lose your house to foreclosure, you can't bid on it. But you can have someone else could bid.
Wait a minute.
That's true.
If you lose your house to foreclosure, you cannot bid.
You can't bid on your own house.
I see.
To get it
so
back.
you have to have somebody.
Somebody else has to register
and
buy it, and then maybe they can convey it to you if they want to.
Okay. What do you mean by register? What do you mean by register?
In other words, in order to bid in the auction, you have to register.
With who?
With our office. We have an online auction.
We have online auction.
And we do it ourselves. We used to contract it out with companies to do our auction.
Okay.
But we spent some money doing research and development.
Yeah.
And we do it in-house now. We save the county $700,000 a year.
Wow.
By doing it in-house.
Well, that's great.
Because we used to spend about $1 million a year doing the auction with the outside companies, and they were out of state as well. But now we are doing in-house. We spent about $300,000 to do it, and now we're spending about $250,000-300,000 instead of $1 million.
That's great. So that's great. Save the city and the county a lot of money.
And then we can solve problems faster because we're controlling the whole auction.
Okay. If I wanna bet in the auction, you said register.
You want to bid?
How before the auction, a week?
Oh, you have usually a month, more than a month or so to register.
Is there a charge for that?
We charge a deposit. We charge a deposit. If you want to bid on just one property, the minimum is $2,500.
I see.
To
put in deposit if you register to.
I think we went up to $5,035.
I see.
For the first.
But there is amount that you have to put as a deposit to register to show your interest.
Show your interest. Show you're serious.
Exactly.
If you want to bid on multiple, it's $10,035.
Yeah.
Now.
Well, that's logical to show that you are. You're going to do that. Yeah.
But in the second auction, what I did, I lowered the deposit down from the 25 to 1,000.
Is that the second auction? If the first auction there is a property left, you take it to the second one?
Yeah, the first auction, the minimum bid is all the taxes that are owed.
I see.
All delinquent taxes. That's the minimum bid.
Yeah.
So what doesn't sell in the first auction, all the taxes get extinguished, and the minimum bid is $500.
$500 just to bid on it.
And so we lowered the deposit to $1,000 because some people just want to buy one house to live in.
Yeah.
So we make it a little easier for them. It'd be $1,035. $35 is just a processing fee if you win. If you don't buy anything, you get your whole deposit back.
You hold deposit
everything
back?
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. I mean, for an investor, he's investing the money, but if it doesn't happen, he'll get his money back.
If you want to buy more than one property, the $10,000 deposit. And we haven't had any problems with people.
I see.
Most of the people who buy in the auction are serious, or they pool their resources. Some people say, look, I get 3 people to go in with me. We put in about $350 a piece or whatever, and we've got $3,500 a piece, I'm sorry.
Yes.
And we have our $10,000. So that's how they come, they'll come up with money like that.
Sure.
If you're working together. So it works out. We had a successful auction this year. We took half the number of properties to the auction, a little less than 14,000. Last year was 28,000.
Wow, almost half. That's great.
We brought revenue last year. The gross was 50. Well, the net actually was 52 million. And then this year we had 39 million.
I see.
But we had half the number of properties, so 39 million was still good.
I see. Eric, we're looking at Wayne County, and there is a lot of area in Wayne County that, you know, economy is good and everything. But we have city of Detroit, and it's the largest city in the state of Michigan.
Yes.
And we know the situation in Detroit, neglected for so long, And the houses, you know, there is a lot of houses empty, or you know, there are some of them probably black. With the new mayor we have, thanks God, we are never seen improvement like this.
Yes.
Okay, but still there is a lot of houses, a lot of vacant lot in city of Detroit. What are you gonna do about selling them, probably in a block or
What
you
we
know,
do,
to move them? You know.
the properties that don't sell in the auction,
Yes.
Wally, the state law says we have to offer those properties to the municipalities afterwards.
Okay.
For free. They get it for nothing.
So people could get it, get it for nothing.
Is the cities.
The cities.
Yeah, we
what,
say,
what after the cities? Let's say city of Detroit, they got
they take
5,000 houses that you.
They take everything. The city takes everything.
Okay.
So the land bank controls most of the
land
property.
bank.
Yeah, the
Yes.
Detroit Land Bank.
I see.
They control right now about 35% of the city, the whole city, the land mass, because over the years, you know,
Yes, of
accumulating
course.
property.
Yeah.
And they're doing a lot of demolition, see, because the city has a huge share of demolition dollars. So the city does all the demolition. So we're happy that they take them because they can tear them down. We don't have that kind of money.
Exactly.
So
and
they
probably could turn into something better, you know, than.
Yeah, it is. They're selling the vacant lots to the next door neighbors.
Yes.
They're tearing down the bad properties. So now you want to know, what do we have, if we have property even left over from maybe some of the other cities? What happens to those?
Yeah.
We can sell those. We can sell those to other people.
Okay.
Yeah, we can.
Eric, at the end, the Middle Eastern community, just like any other community, and a lot of times, because he doesn't speak the English very well, or it's inside him, he is shying from saying that I go and owe taxes and all that. He ignored the bill. He take it and he said, you know what, leave it next year. You know what, they're not gonna do something for me, you know, leave it next year. And he doesn't come and face you because he don't want other people to feel that he doesn't have the money to pay the taxes and all that. Give me within 2 to 3 minutes, because this is important. What's your message to them? Not to ignore it, to face it, that you have the help. What's your message to them?
Well,
because that's very important.
It is
We
very
have
important.
it. You know, the culture in the
I
community.
I see a lot of that, and also, regardless of the ethnic group, it's older people are like this, no matter what group they come from.
Yeah.
Senior citizens.
Yes.
Regardless, but
Yes.
I understand. My message is that don't let pride get in the way, because this is an investment you have made over your lifetime. Yes. This is hard work that you put in to get this property. Don't give it away. Don't lose it, because we're here to help you. We understand your situation. We're not here to embarrass you. We're not here to make you feel bad. We're not here to harm you. We're here to help you. We don't want your property. We want you to stay in that home. We want you to pay the taxes and be a part of the community. So we're here to help. And I know sometimes people don't want to believe it, but it's true. And a lot of times people feel they come and meet with us, and after we explain everything to them, and we have 3 people in our office that speak fluent Arabic too, also.
Yes.
So
they could contact them.
We can go get someone that speaks fluent Arabic, no problem. They understand it, and we tell them, says, you know, after they finish, you know, understanding it, they say, "Oh, I'm so glad I came in. I'm so glad I came to talk to you. I feel so much better now."
Yeah.
See, so it's just a matter. You just have to get past that initial feeling of you know, sometimes people are depressed, they feel bad, but your property is important. You don't want to lose your house.
Yeah,
you know, it's too
that
important.
The roof of your family.
Yeah, it's something. Plus, you worked hard for it.
Yes.
You paid a lot of money. You did repairs. You raised your family in this house. You know, all of this. You don't want to lose it.
That's right.
It's value.
Finally, the election is coming. I know you are unopposed, but how you prepare for that election?
Well, I just first of all I want to thank the people who supported me through the primary election.
Yes.
I got a lot of support, and I'm honored to serve as the treasurer. And even though I'm unopposed, I'm always thinking about, you know, about the election, because I don't take it for granted. I don't take anything for granted. I just it's a real honor to be a public servant and to be an elected official. So.
And we thank you very much for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, enjoy seeing you again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dear reviewer, that was my interview with Eric Sabree. He is the Wayne County Treasurer. Honestly, I see Eric in almost every event in the community. He's coming to the community event so he could talk to the community, understand their issue, understand their culture, relay the message that Wayne County Treasurer are there to help the people who cannot pay the taxes, plus pass the word to the community. And honestly, we appreciate that from him, because it's important when somebody like him come into the community and give the trust to the community. Yeah, there is help. Let them face what they have, and we'll help them. We'll work together with them to solve their problem. So honestly, a thanks from me to him. And you should, whenever you see him, to thank him for the program that they have to help the member of our community. Thank you for watching, and good night.